after years and years of waiting, we are finally getting GameCube games on Nintendo Switch Online. And they've already confirmed a couple such as Soul Calibur 2, Wind Waker, and F-Zero GX. But they did show off a lot of other ones that are coming, such as Fire Emblem, Pokemon Coliseum, Pokemon XD, what else? There was also Mario Strikers. But here's the thing, the GameCube is such a big and cool library of games that that's not all they're gonna, bring to the system, obviously. So I do wonder, what else could they bring to GameCube NSO? So you guys know what we gotta do, right? Let's ask ChatGPT what it thinks will be 10 games that aren't announced yet coming to GameCube NSO. Now, a lot of these might be obvious, but some might not be that obvious. Well, with that said, let's get right into what ChatGPT has for us this time. So the first game that we have from ChatGPT is probably the most obvious one on this list, and I was surprised at first that it wasn't already announced, but I think there's a reason for that, and that is one of my favorite games of all time, Mario Kart Double Dash. And at first I was like, wait, you're not gonna announce Double Dash already? But I think there's a reason for that, and that is because Mario Kart World's coming out, and I don't think they want Double Dash coming to NSO to be sort of like a way to divert attention away from Mario Kart World, because Double Dash is a beloved title for sure. So I think their goal is to wait until maybe a couple months after Mario Kart World comes out to release this. Might be a shadow drop, I'm not sure. But I think probably now is not a good time anyway to release this. I think after World's been out for a couple months, or maybe like even a year or so, they might actually drop this. But I think for now it's probably not going to happen, but this definitely will happen in the future. There's no way they leave Double Dash, like one of the most popular GameCube titles, off of the GameCube NSO, so this is a hell yeah, it's gonna happen, just not at the time. The second game we have from ChatGPT is another obvious one, and I think there's more of a reason than this one as to why it might not be included, I'm not sure. But boys and girls, we got Smash Bros. Melee. I mean, people want this, people love Melee. I mean, people, you know, might love Ultimate more these days, but Melee is still like a fan favorite game. It's probably still people's favorite Smash game even after Ultimate. So, I mean, this has to happen, right? It's just, I don't know if they are making another Smash game at the moment, and I feel like if they are, that might lessen the chances of this one coming. Because here's the thing too, we still do not have the original Smash Bros. On the N64 online. So if that already hasn't happened by now, then I think the chances of Melee are even lower in my opinion. So even though I do want this, like I love Melee to death. I don't love it as much as Ultimate, but I do love Melee. I can't give it a hell yeah, because again, I feel like if the original game was on NSO already, this would have a higher chance. But I think they'd want to add that one first versus this one. You know, I go maybe chronologically. So I'll give this one a will happen. I'm not super confident on it. But, you know, Melee is the GameCube's arguably biggest title. So I think it'd be, you know, definitely a miss if this didn't happen. But I don't know. I don't think the chances of it are really that high to me. But, I mean, I want it. People want it. So let's hope it does happen. But for right now, I'm going to say it will happen, but not quite a hell yeah. So we are going to get into a sort of a stretch of games that won't happen because they have remakes or remasters, or at least ones I don't think will happen. And the first one is right here. The third game we have here from ChatGPT is another GameCube classic, being Paper Mario: The Thousand-Year Door. Now, we just got the remake on Switch last year, and that one, you know, looks better, plays better. It is running at 30 FPS versus 60, which is a bummer for some people. But, you know, but here's the thing though, I mean, they're adding the Wind Waker, which has an HD version on the Wii U, but, I mean, I don't know. I think this one is still possible, but I don't know. I think the remaster might have lessened those chances. I mean, yeah, Wind Waker has one, but that's on the Wii U, not the Switch. We don't have Wind Waker on Switch yet, like the remake version. So I think the fact that this game has a remake on the Switch, and it's also very recent, I don't know about this one. Like, yeah, it's a popular GameCube title, but we have the remake, which, you know, improves upon so much when it comes to the gameplay and the visuals. So I don't know. I'll give this a will happen. I have yet to play this myself, so I can't really say too much about it, but I know how beloved it is. So, yeah, I think there's a possibility but the chances for me are a little bit lower than usual because of the remaster. So, we'll see, but I'll give it a will happen. Similar to the Thousand Year Door, we have yet another GameCube title that I'm not sure will come to the service because of its remaster, and that is one that I have played and I love so much, which is Metroid Prime. Now, we have remastered on Switch, came out like 2 years ago, I think. So again, like Paper Mario, I think the chances of it coming to Switch as part of GameCube NSO are kind of low because the remake does, you know, like Paper Mario, it improves so much. Like the original is still a fun game; it's still a fine game for sure. But I just don't know if people would be excited to play this one over the remaster. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong, but it's rough. I feel like because they took so long to bring GameCube to NSO, they've made these remasters of these popular GameCube titles that now I don't know if they're going to come to the service anymore because the remasters and remakes are so good and they're, you know, they improve upon so much. So, even though Metroid Prime is still an iconic game and still deserves, you know, its recognition, I'm also not sure on this one. I'll give it another will happen for me, but like Paper Mario and, kind of Smash Bros. Well, not Smash Bros. But we'll get into more remakes probably down this list. But like Paper Mario, I think the remake does, you know, affect this coming to the GameCube NSO. But we'll see, because again, it is like Paper Mario, one of the defining titles of GameCube. So yeah, I'll say it will happen, but I'm not super confident. Remember back in 2020 during the pandemic when a certain game came out that kind of changed all of our lives for months and months? Well, here's the thing. The first title is still a lot of people's favorite, which is kind of weird, but I could see it coming to NSO GameCube. I really could, and that is, of course, the original Animal Crossing game. Now, obviously, New Horizons, like, is the Animal Crossing. It's the one that got us through the pandemic. It's the most, you know, refined Animal Crossing there's been. New Leaf's up there, too. I didn't play New Leaf, but I know how beloved that game is. But there is still an audience of people that thinks this game is still the best in the series, which I've seen gameplay of it, and I can definitely see it. This is another one of those GameCube, like, you know, iconic titles. And it has no remake. There's been no remake of the original Animal Crossing, so this one, I think, has a pretty high chance of happening. And, you know, New Horizons is, like, what, 5 at this point, and there's not really any signs of a new game coming anytime soon. So I think now's probably a great time to have this original game on GameCube NSO and, you know, get newer fans of the series who play New Horizons into this original game that started the whole franchise. So this one for me is actually a hell yeah. This one for me is a definite high chance of happening. I can definitely see it. Stop! Now she'll die a virgin. Stop! Stop it! Okay. Stop. Okay.
Stay the fuck in the fucking car!
Oh, fuck! That was a sneak peek of all the content that you might be missing out on by not becoming a YouTube member. When you're a YouTube member, you get so much bonus content such as all my anime watch-throughs, classic content like old Twitch streams, movie watch-alongs, and more. So what are you waiting for? Hit the join button down below, pick the tier you want, and enjoy all the benefits that come with your YouTube membership. If you're already a member, thank you for your support, enjoy your benefits, and now let's get back into the video. Man, we just cannot escape these GameCube remakes, man, and this one is yet another one. Now, this one, I don't feel as less confident as I did with Metroid Prime and, what was it, Paper Mario? But this one, I still think the chances of it happening are kind of low because of the remake on Switch, and that is actually not Pikmin 1, but Pikmin 2, because 2 is, like, the Pikmin that people like. So yeah, Pikmin 1 and 2 came out as, I think, a bundle on Switch. I think you can buy them separately, but they were made as a bundle, I think. So yeah, they received, like, remade versions on Switch. They're not really that improved from what I've seen, besides like, the resolution and all that. They didn't do, like, a whole lot, like Metroid Prime did, for example. But, yeah, I don't know. If the Switch version plays so similarly to the original, I think that lessens the chances even more of it coming to the GameCube NSO, but, Yeah, I don't know, like, this is not like Metroid Prime where, like, it's a full-blown remake, like, they, you know, have better, like, much better visuals, and, you know, they kind of updated the gameplay. This one, from what I've seen, just feels a bit more basic in terms of, like, what they've done to it for the remake. So, this one, I'm sorry to say, Pikmin fans, is gonna be my first, not happening, or will not happen, just because I think the remake didn't really do enough to justify, it standing out that much from the original. So, we'll see. It might still happen. Pikmin 2 is beloved by many people, so it could still happen, but, this is probably, of the ones we've seen so far, my lowest chances of happening for GameCube NSO. Now, this one is a very out there pick. People do know about this game, but, it's not seen as on the same level as, like, Mario Kart Double Dash or Metroid Prime. But people do like this game. I didn't play it myself yet, but I know some things about it, and that is Wario's first ever 3D platforming game, Wario World. I have heard so much about this. I have not played it yet. I do want to in the future, but giving Wario his, like, the GameCube era was just a huge era for giving characters their own spotlight, like Wario, for example, with both WarioWare and this. And honestly, I mean, NSO has some out there picks already for, like, their other consoles. So I can see them throwing in some, you know, lesser known titles to kind of balance out, you know, the more known titles, the iconic titles, and then adding stuff like this that aren't as known. So I won't say hell yeah because I don't know too much about it, but this is one of those, you know, out there titles that I could definitely see happening. So I will give this one a will happen. I think this might be one of the best out there titles that they could probably add to GameCube NSO. The 8th game we have here is another kind of out there title. Now this one I don't know as much about as Wario World, but I do know why people love it, and that is Donkey Kong Jungle Beat. Now, this one is that cool rhythm-based minigame that people love to death. I'm not too familiar on how it works, really. I haven't played it myself yet, but people love it, and apparently Donkey Kong's Final Smash actually came from this game, from what I hear. So, his new Smash and Ultimate, I should say. But, yeah, I mean, rhythm games are cool, and it'd be fun to have some nice rhythm games on Switch, you know, with the Joy-Cons, especially with how advanced they are. They could definitely, you know, maybe provide a better experience than controllers in these times when, you know, the controls, like the motion controls weren't as good, I would say. So yeah, I mean, another out there title, but I could probably see it happening, so I'll give this one another will happen. So the Switch 2 Direct was a fantastic event, right? However, I feel like it's kind of a downer in this case because this does maybe deconfirm this next game is coming to NSO GameCube. Because it's getting a remake this year sometime, not sure when, but that game I'm talking about is the ever so beloved Kirby Air Ride. So we're getting Air Riders on Switch 2 sometime this year from Sakurai once again, so that's kind of cool. But I think this kinda... Here's the thing, right? If Kirby Air Ride is coming to this service in the future, it's not coming this year, or even maybe even next year, I don't even know. But I think their focus right now is Air Riders and not, you know, I mean... I don't know, there is still a world in which they could add this to the service to promote Kirby Air Riders, you know, get people invested in what Air Ride's all about, but I just don't see it personally. Here's the thing, I'm not a huge Air Ride fan. I do love City Trial, but the other modes are definitely not as good. So it's kind of a mixed game for me. So I'm not like a huge supporter of it, but I do know people love it. But yeah, even though it's gonna hurt you Kirby fans, I'm sorry. I'm giving this one a will not happen for right now, just because Air Riders is coming out soon, and I think they want to shift their focus to that versus, I'm not sure. Is there enough time to even have Air Ride as like a promotional thing to promote Air Riders? I don't know, but in my opinion, it's not gonna happen. They're not gonna release Air Ride until like long after Air Riders comes out, so, yeah, it's gonna be a will not happen for me. And the last game we have here is one that I cannot talk too much about because not only have I not played it, I am not a fan of this series at all, at least not yet. I've played maybe one game in the franchise, and it was the original, which I didn't really like that much. But this one I know a little bit about and how much people, I think, love it. And that is Star Fox Adventures. Now, from what I've heard, this game was the last game that was put out before Rare got purchased by Microsoft, right? Before they lost like Banjo and whatever else. So this game is kind of a curse to people because right after it came out, Microsoft bought Rare and Nintendo no longer had the property of Banjo and Conker and whatever else was there. DKC as well, I think. Well, no, because I don't know. But you guys know what I mean. So this game is kind of a curse, but I have not played it yet. I can't touch too much on it, but I think it's like a Star Fox 3D sort of game. So that's kind of cool, but yeah, I mean, I think nowadays, the chance of it happening now versus back then are probably a lot higher because of the bond that Nintendo has with Microsoft and bringing their games over and them being, you know, buddy-buddy with Rare again. So, if you were to ask me this, like, maybe 10 years ago, I'd say probably hell no. But I think nowadays, this definitely could come to the system. I think this could be a great way to, like, you know, maybe have like a Star Fox resurgence or, you know, maybe promote the next mainline Star Fox if that ever does happen. So, I don't know. I'll give this one a will happen because I can see the future here. Well, not really. I can see a vision here, I should say. I could see this being a game that kind of, like F-Zero 99 did, might be a resurgence for Star Fox. I don't know, but, we'll see what happens, I guess. And there you have it. Those are 10 games that ChatGPT thinks will come to the service for GameCube NSO in the future, and a lot of those are kind of obvious, and some are actually kind of out there, so it's a pretty good good mix there, but yeah, pretty good solid list, I would say. But what do you guys want to see on NSO GameCube? Let me know down below in the comments. In the meantime, make sure you guys subscribe, ring the bell, and smash that like button for more amazing videos coming in the future, and as always, I will see you guys in the next one. Goodbye, everybody!